All right, Indiana, have you thawed out after today's frigid day? I sure hope so. Welcome inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios. Wednesday night, we're halfway to the weekend. Great to be with you. Let us know where you're watching Facebook Live tonight. We'll give you a shout out over the next 10 to 15 minutes. Coming up on the big show tonight, Lauren Kostick will be joining us. She's going to talk about this confusion that there has been out there as it relates to this fourth COVID vaccine shot. Should people be getting this? Is this something that people with compromised immune system have been easily able to get? Lauren's going to break that down for a moment. We've also got a 25-foot ice tree that has been a staple here in central Indiana, has now reappeared. You've got to see this video. This family on the southeast side that has put together this huge ice tree. Wait until you see that. And of course, we're going to be talking all things cold and frigid with Angela Buckman. But before we bring Angela in, the video of the night, check this out. We've got some drone video over the White River. Isn't this amazing? Frozen after today's beautiful, I mean, it was a beautiful day in terms of blue sky and sunshine, but man, it was uncomfortable being outside for any length of time. So beautiful shot there. Let's bring in Angela. How do you summarize today's weather?
Oh boy, cold. Frigid.
It was Arctic, wasn't it, out there?
Yeah, you moan and groan every time you go out and go, it's cold. It was just one of those days.
Right.
But you said it was beautiful.
It was beautiful. I mean, you know, again, if it's got to be this cold, at least the sun was out. I had to laugh because this morning I go to Alexa and I'm like, Alexa, what's the temperature? And she said, good morning, Scott. It's -1.
Ooh, so you were -1 at your house.
Yeah. So it started out frosty and it improved a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, officially 0 in Indianapolis,
right.
But we managed 21. So there was a 21-degree jump for most of us from start to finish. But yes, it was cold. And speaking of cold, we've got another one underway, just not as cold. I'm not sure I completely believe the Kokomo thermometer. It's just yeah, it's so different than everybody else. So now maybe it's frozen over is the problem in Kokomo. I don't know. I think that might be a little too cold. Everybody else is close to that 10 to 15 degree range.
Yep.
It's 10 in Lafayette, 10 in Greencastle, 15 Bedford, 14 Indianapolis and Muncie. And really, as a southwesterly wind kicks in overnight, temperatures aren't going to drop as much, not as cold tomorrow, but still in the range of 5 to 10 for lows. And then we'll slowly climb through the teens for kids at the bus stop, but still bundle up. Hat, gloves, heavy coat for tomorrow. Not as much sunshine as we'll be tracking a weak weather system that will bring us clouds and the chance of a few snow showers around. The snow is developing now in the central sections of Missouri and forecast to move our way. You can see the arrival of the clouds early tomorrow, along with the chance of a couple of snow showers. Now, if we would get a steadier burst or two of snow tomorrow afternoon, early evening, might be just enough for a quick coating. And when it's this cold, a quick coating can turn icy just because it doesn't melt on contact. So keep that in mind. We might have a couple of slick spots out there tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. And then this weather system will really start to gain strength. No surprise here. To our south and off to our east. Yeah,
it's been a pattern we've gotten used to, isn't it?
No kidding, but look at the snow really take over as we head into Friday afternoon, and then as we head into the weekend, you're going to hear a lot of talk about the nor'easter this weekend. Model data still kind of going back and forth on exactly who's going to get a couple feet of snow, but parts of the northeastern section of the country may get that much snow, and the wind as well, as we track a big winter storm up the East Coast this weekend. All
right, couple hundred Facebook friends joining us on this Wednesday night. Teresa, Brian, Jim, Glenn, Renee is with us tonight. Wes saying mucho frio, cold, is what Wes is saying tonight. Kim is in Peru. Good to have you with us. Paul wants to talk about Aaron Rodgers to the Colts. He did Aaron Rodgers did an interview with Pat McAfee today, and it sort of sounded like he may be making an announcement here in Indianapolis as to his future. Pat McAfee, former Colt punter, let's see what happens.
Do we think he's just coming to announce it to be with Pat?
No idea.
Like in studio that I'm going to, I don't know, Denver?
Yeah, he and McAfee are buddies, and he's been on the Pat McAfee show many times, so that's why Paul is mentioning that. We've got Wilbur with us tonight, Ralph in Alabama. Linda from Newcastle tonight. We've got Jean from Spring Hill, Florida. So it's great to have all of you tonight. I hope Florida's warming up. Because
No, get ready, Florida.
Really?
We cool down this weekend. They cool down this weekend. We look at something called the 540 line when and it's basically the rain-snow line.
Yep.
That 540 line, that rain-snow line, gets into northern Florida this weekend.
Oh, Jean, I'm sorry about that.
So sorry. There's a chill coming.
All right, well, we've all got to deal with it. I mean, it's winter. Okay, we'll get back to Angela, talk a little bit more about the Arctic freeze that we've been all dealing with here in central Indiana coming up. But let's go ahead and turn our attention to our big story tonight. We are going to talk about COVID, and one of the things that we want to focus in on tonight at 11 o'clock is this confusion that there seems to be with this fourth COVID vaccine shot. So let's bring in friend of the show, Lauren Kostick. She's at home tonight. All right, Lauren, you survived the cold yourself today. You went out and got this story. Tell us and our viewers a little bit about your story tonight in this confusion.
Yeah, right. So people who are immunocompromised are actually being turned away or struggling to get their fourth shot. And their eligibility is a little different than yours or my eligibility, since they have a different immune system. So back in October, the CDC recommended that they get 3 doses of the primary series, which most of them already had, and a booster shot. So that's 4 doses in total. And that was approved, like I said, back in October. And then in January, the CDC shortened how long you need to wait for a booster from 6 months to 5 months. And that was across the board. So in the last couple of weeks, many of those folks who have weakened immune systems became eligible for that 4th dose. But like I said, when they went to go get their shot, they were met with a lot of confusion, whether it was at CVS or a local health department. And thankfully, the 2 people I spoke with, they ended up getting their shot. But one woman I spoke with, she went to CVS, made an appointment, everything. And when she was there, they were like, we can't give you a 4th shot. And she's like, but I'm eligible. So she ended up going home, and thankfully the pharmacist realized it and kind of looked up the guidelines and called her back. So she was able to get that shot. But this is happening to a lot of people across the country. There's just a lot of miscommunication, and it's something the CDC is clearing up today. Walgreens, CVS saying they're going to inform their team, their staff members, so everyone knows, people with those weakened immune systems can get that 4th shot. So especially important, because if you think about it, they are the ones that are most vulnerable to this virus, Scott.
Right. Okay, so we're going to get more on that coming up tonight at 11. All right, so which of your dogs was barking there during your conversation?
No, I was trying to focus. That was Milo. I know his bark. It's like a little whine.
Yeah, so what is that? Is that like, I'm mad that you're talking to Scott bark? Is that I'm hungry, I need a treat bark? What is that?
It's I'm jealous because I want to be talking to Scott. So they got these new treats that my boyfriend got. I don't know, they're kind of interesting. Let's see, they're not even coming. Hey!
Are they low fat, or are they they're not low fat?
He got them at gosh, now I'm forgetting the store, but they're roasted beef lung tips.
Roasted beef tips? Is that what you said?
Yes, I don't know, but they really like them, if you can't tell.
Yeah, Murphy is all in that bag.
Let's see, wait, hold on. I gotta bend this down because otherwise they're gonna attack me. Okay, guys. Okay. So we've been practicing rollover.
Oh my gosh, they're out of control tonight. They're all over that bag.
They really like these. We've been practicing roll for Angela, but we're not really there yet.
Okay.
We might need a few more days.
All right, so if they can't do the roll, can you at least do the shake?
Yes, let's do it. Okay, guys. Everyone sit. No.
Oh boy.
She really liked these.
They are out of control tonight. You know what, Lauren? We're gonna let you
they're
get.
good now.
Buddies, the boys.
Oh, good.
2
All
at a
right,
time.
well done.
There we go. We got one done.
All right, Milo and Murphy, we're proud of you, Lauren. We're gonna let you get back to the behavioral issues that your dogs both face.
Look at that face.
All right, there we go.
Look at Milo. He just wants to be on TV, and so does Murphy. Okay. Great to see you, Lauren. Okay, the dogs are really hungry. Thanks so much. All right, let's bring Angela back. Now, are you like giving your dog treats out of a bag, or are you now at the short order cook phase?
Yeah, I haven't started my home cooking yet because she's decided that she'll eat certain things.
Right,
so
she's kind of become picky.
She's become very picky. And she's little, so she doesn't really jump up
as
far as, on us to get treats. So we just usually throw them on the floor, and she'll. But she's getting picky with those too. So sometimes she'll take them and sometimes she won't. So.
That's pretty cute.
But so then we end up with 5 treats on the floor. Which one are you going to choose, Chewy?
And you're sweeping them up because she won't eat them. All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
or tripping over them.
Exactly. All right. We do want to show our viewers the video of the day, which we love. This comes from John Duran, who traveled down to the southeast side and saw what we have all enjoyed here in central Indiana for years. It's back after the pandemic, the ice tree. Check it out.
The ice is always changing.
This tradition is one of a kind.
Yeah, that should help it a little bit.
25 feet of solid ice.
This is a waterproof jacket, but I think really I'm just going to try to find a raincoat.
Winter Veal Hawk grew up working on it every January.
I'm 31, so really as long as I can walk.
It started by mistake over 6 decades ago.
My mom and her brothers wanted to go sledding one winter and there was no snow. And so my grandpa and everybody said, well, let's just make an ice hill.
What they got was an ice tree.
Everybody does think it's a tree.
And they're not far off.
We take old tree limbs from dead trees, we don't kill anything, and we add those around the base, and then when it's cold enough and we know it's consistently going to be 30 degrees or below, we turn the hoses on, let the ice form, and it forms pretty quickly.
It's hard work.
Just let it slide on
in the freezing cold.
That works perfectly.
But for Veal Hawk, it's rewarding in more ways than one.
It makes me think of my grandpa, and I never really got to meet him, but through the stories I feel like I know him.
His accidental invention is as popular as ever.
I had to come see it.
Curious visitors are a daily occurrence.
I'm in school for my graphic design degree, and this class I'm taking photography. And this week's assignment is landscape. I thought this was a perfect opportunity, so I think I'm going to get a good grade.
But there weren't any pictures snapped a year ago.
Without having it the last 2 years, you really see how people appreciate it.
When the ice wasn't up.
It was a combination of things.
It makes Veal Hawk appreciate this work even more.
This year, I feel like it's extra special because things are given and taken away from you. In the last couple of years, we haven't had the ice tree.
She's holding on to the moments she has.
That just shows how much I missed it in the past.
And hoping winter lasts just a little bit longer.
All right, I always love seeing that ice tree. One other thing that I love about it is that the woman that's in the story, her name is Winter. Spelled W-Y-N-T-E-R, which is great. Now, if you want to go check it out, here's the address, 6445 Mimosa Lane. That's on Indy's southeast side. If you missed the address, I'll go ahead and put it here on Facebook. And they ask that pets are remaining on a leash if you bring your pet.
That's
and
fair.
You can take photos. You need to stay on the pavement, though. But that's open, and that's really spectacular.
It is, and I love all the different colors they put in there. It looks like a rainbow, and it's awesome.
All right, so we survived. We're thawing out. How does tomorrow look?
We are going to thaw out just a little bit. We get into the low 30s for highs. Some off and on snow showers possible through early afternoon. If we get a steadier burst of snow, might be just enough for a quick coating and a couple of slick spots. Otherwise, we pretty quiet as we head into the weekend. We've got a snow chance tomorrow, maybe a few flurries around as the colder air returns. On Friday, we'll be in the 20s. And the weekend starts cold, Scott, but we've got 40 by Sunday.
Beautiful.
And near 50 at the end of the 7-day
Oh,
forecast.
man, we're throwing parties with near 50 degrees here in January. That's awesome. All right, so coming up tonight on 13 News at 11, Angela will be looking at that 7-day forecast as we all look forward to warmer weather. And, of course, we've got our big story tonight. We're going to talk about the cold, how this impacts pets, how it impacts the homeless, all of part of our big story tonight when we see you on 13 News at 11. Thanks again for joining us here at 10 o'clock. We're with you every weeknight at 10 o'clock. Good night.